Hey swimmers, it's Celeste from my new website, okay, Simple Swim, Fitness and Health. So I'm here to share with you part 7 of my breathing sequence. So if you remember, you've watched some of those videos of the whole breathing process, getting up to part 6 where you're taking a sip of air. So I'm gonna add some more information now about taking that breath and looking through the triangle. So as you're swimming along, your recovery arm is kind of in the shape of that triangle. And now when you're taking that sip of air, as you take that sip of air, you're looking through the triangle coming around on the side. So there's the triangle when you're taking a breath of air. So we're gonna get down on the floor, because I love getting down on the floor to practice before getting in the water. We'll go over it and then I'm gonna head into the water, get a little video so you can see what I'm talking about, okay? All right, so down on the floor, first step. All right, so down on the floor, we're gonna just do a little reminder so that when you're doing your recovery arm during your freestyle stroke, you want to create the shape of a triangle with your recovery arm and using the base of the surface of the water as the base of your triangle, so that your elbow is the apex and then your forearm, your bicep, tricep side are the two sides. So as I'm drawing that recovery arm forward, there's my triangle. So if you're looking at a swimmer straight on doing their freestyle, you're gonna see that triangle arm straight on. And then nothing's gonna change when you go to take that breath. But I want you to notice when you take that breath, you're also going to be looking through the side of the triangle. Okay, so I'm going to turn myself. I want to follow the pool. Okay, so as I'm on my side, so as I take that breath, I'm leaning to the side, I'm going to get that sip of air. I've got that one goggle in, that one goggle out. Got my head acting as the plow to open up that little trough to take that breath. The hand hits the side. As I'm creating that triangle, there's also this moment where I'm looking through this triangle, okay? So this is the point where the hand enters the water. I'm done the breath, so my face is staying out of the water until this point. I've looked through the triangle. My hand is going back in the water at this elbow, and that's where I would make my switch, my hip, my hand, my hip, and my head, the 3 H's, all going back into the water at the same time. So again, I'm going to take it into the pool and show you from the pool. But take some time, practice it on the deck to get that feeling of the alignment of this low side, looking through that triangle and that point of entry where your head, your hand, and your hip are all going to then go back, back into the pool, back into the water. All right, I'm going to get my suit on, hop in the water. Let's do it. Okay, pool ready. Like just a little reminder, some key things as you're taking the breath is make sure that you're driving that arm forward, with the hip, without over-rotating, okay? And make sure that you're pressing back on that arm all the way fully extended so that your arms are as far away as possible as you can before you go into that triangle recovery arm, okay? So little housekeeping things to make sure that you're remembering that you want the length of that stroke, you want a nice solid pressing back on the water so that you can travel forward, okay? And then come into that triangle. So I'm here by myself. I'm gonna see if I can, I don't have a videographer today, I'm gonna see if I can capture that moment of when I'm looking through that triangle by just having the camera there. I'm gonna swim by a few times and just kind of demonstrate that moment of where I'm taking that sip of air, looking through that triangle. And hopefully you'll be able to see that moment of lengthening out that nice slow recovery arm, okay? And I wanna pillow my head to be able to get that bow wave, to get that breath. But you also want to make sure, in order to get that bow wave, to get that breath, you're pressing the head in just a little bit into the water, clearing the mouth, okay? And make sure that you're traveling forward. You don't want the breath to be something that you stop and you're really stagnant, get the breath and then flip back down. that you're coming up for the breath and then you're going right back down. Okay, so there's not a moment where you're just staying still in the water, you're always moving forward. Okay, this is what happens. Okay, playing in real time, just watch the rhythm of that arm going all the way back, the head coming up for air. Okay, there it is, that little triangle looking through, that one eye peeking out, and the head still up. So as the hand goes in, that's where the face is also going to start to rotate back down. So the head stays up until that breath and then goes right back down in with the hand. So one of the nice things about going back and forth and having the camera on this side is that I'm practicing just breathing to one side when I'm going one length of the pool, and then practicing breathing to the other side when I'm going the other direction. So that's a great way to practice. You don't always have to breathe every third stroke in there. Okay, so as you're practicing, it is really helpful to be able to comfortably breathe on both sides. You might have that chocolate vanilla side where, you know, like you feel really good on one side and kind of like wonky on the other side, but it's a great skill. It's really handy, okay, to be able to comfortably breathe on both sides. Let's say you're swimming in a lane with somebody else, and every time they go by, you just happen to breathe, and you breathe to the side that they're on, and all this water is kind of bubbling up in your face. But if you're like, oh, I can just breathe to the other side comfortably and not get that turbulence of their swimming as you're trying to take that breath. So I encourage you to practice breathing on both sides. Okay, so simple steps. Practice on the towel. You know, watch the video. Don't just watch the video, actually do it. Get yourself to the pool, and as I said, try going one direction, you know, breathing on one side, the other direction on the other side. Okay, if you're still kind of new to this and you have the option to just go part way down the pool, okay, it can be helpful to have the length of the pool to keep practicing. And then when you have that chocolate vanilla side and you're like, okay, one side's comfortable, the other side's not, kind of celebrate, because you say, okay, if I can do it on the right side, I can do it on the other side, I can do it on the left side. I want to notice what's different, what's comfortable when I'm on the right side, and what might be off or different on that left side. Okay, maybe you're lifting your head, maybe you're not turning your hips, something's probably going on, okay, that's causing you to make it a little more awkward on that one side versus your comfy side. Okay, and that said, sometimes things can just feel awkward because they're not familiar. So if you've been spending a lot of time only breathing on one side, and then you're like, okay, today's the day, I'm gonna practice breathing to the other side, and you're like swallowing water, like this is not fun. Okay, most of the time it's just awkward because it's not familiar. Okay, so separate those two. Having some level of awkwardness is okay. You can work through that, okay? And then it becomes more and more familiar, and then suddenly you forget which side is your comfortable side, which side is your uncomfortable side, and both sides are just chocolate. Okay. All right. Oh, and so make sure that you go to my website. I'm going to put it in the notes here, simple-swimfitnesshealth.com. Okay, and I'll have my calendar on there. You'll have easy access. There's a tab for triathlon skills that's going to take you right to any videos that I have on there. Enjoy my blogs, enjoy the calendar, events that are happening, things that I'm doing if you want to come and join me at a camp or at a workshop. Okay, make sure you hit the like and subscribe button. Okay, breathing, this is part 7. All right, ciao for now. Thanks for tuning in. Ciao.